Hello, Vero. Welcome to one more deal with the lending tree.
Thank you so much, Pragya. Thank you for having me here today.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Great. Thanks.
How is Dubai treating you?
I really like Dubai. I'm still enjoying it. Yeah.
So, how long it has been since you moved to Dubai?
So I moved to Dubai 5 years ago. Actually, I've been coming before that quite often for my IT, for my tech career, and just immediately fell in love with Dubai as such. And then I decided, after COVID, to move here and to continue that career here.
And what keeps you away from your Belgian chocolates?
Well, thank God the Belgian chocolates are available here. There is, it's just a different lifestyle. I mean, here there's so many expats, so many different cultures. The opportunities here are immense. It's just incredible. So I think also looking at the customer friendliness, it's an experience. So I love every aspect of Dubai.
And also, now we see so many other MNCs moving in Dubai, having their headquarters here. And there is a huge influx of people coming.
True.
How does it take the real estate market? How do you see the real estate market growing?
It's growing and it's growing really fast. We see a lot of areas in development. If you see compare Dubai 5 years ago towards now and look at the buildings there are, but it's not like stagnating in terms of the real estate market because also the job opportunities, the big companies moving here with their headquarters, overall the investment Dubai as such is doing. The market is growing faster still than the people, the availability of apartments and houses.
That's good to know. That's good to know. And does it make it Dubai very customer friendly also? I mean, very investment friendly also? If yes,
Yes.
could you please highlight how?
It does. Because if you look at, the average price per square feet, for example, and you compare that versus London or Paris, it's still a lot lower. However, if you look at the growth expectations in terms of number of people, it will double still in the next couple of years. So there will be a high demand. Rental are high. So the ROI overall is very high. There are lots of big opportunities.
That's great. How do you see Dubai in next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I think there's a lot of upcoming areas around Dubai South, for example, around Palm Jebel Ali, that are really given, the new airport are going to step up. We're going to see a lot of new communities rising. So,
How do you see it for expats? As an expat, how do you see Dubai? How did it treat you when you moved in here?
So yeah, I think as an expat, there's a lot of opportunities here in Dubai. From an investment perspective, you could look at both the off-plan properties, but also the ready properties are still in high demand. Both are giving a very good yield return and overall the ROI. Most people, for example, can look at flipping, which is, for example, buying a property and before it's finished, usually it takes 4 years for a new property to start and then to be finished, and actually you can live there. Some investors, European investors, are really also looking to sell it already before it's ready, before the handover, and that way make a very good return on investment.
That's amazing to know. And coming to flipping, when you talk about flipping, mortgage can give you a lot of opportunity of how to flip the properties, how to invest very little and get the maximum out of it, how to increase your ROI, as we already spoke about. Because with mortgage, as an expat, you can get up to 80% from the banks, and as a non-resident, you can get up to 75% of the property value from the bank, which leaves you investing very little and making a lot more money with the hot Dubai market.
Yeah, it's true. It's all about the numbers. Once we figure out what the amount is that an expat is able to willing to invest, we can figure out what is the best return on investment and what are the best options also from a financing perspective.
So once you guys figure out what is the number they're willing to invest, that is when you bring the client to us and we do the analysis of his profile, and we tell him or her that this is how much loan the bank can give to them. If they want more, we are more than happy to prepare their profile along the way. It takes some time, but we'll prepare them to get the maximum leverage from the bank.
Okay, great. So Pragya, in terms of mortgages for expats, what's happening in reality? Is that possible if you're not a resident in Dubai as a European to get a good mortgage?
Yes, it is possible in both the cases, even if you're a resident with Emirates ID or if you do not have any Emirates ID. In both the cases, it is possible for you to get funded by the banks in UAE. We, as consultancy, work with 22 banks here, so we give you multiple options to go ahead with. In case you do not have a profile, we will build your profile over the period of time, making you eligible for the mortgage, which,
Okay.
again helps an investor to be able to look at investing money in Dubai, which is making Dubai very investment friendly. And quite honestly, the with the rates that Dubai offers you, it just adds on to the list of good things Dubai is.
Okay, yeah, that's great to hear because I think the rates are very important as well. If there's, a high difference between being a resident or a non-resident, it changes the picture.
It does.
What about if they recently moved? I have a lot of clients, actually, European clients that moved here for work, and they're wondering, okay, as of when would be a good time to look at a mortgage for investments?
So for the recently moved expats here, if they can come to us after they get their first salary, and eh, we'll be able to get them a mortgage.
Okay, yeah, that's really nice. It's very
Yes,
quick, actually. I
that is
remember
very
when,
quick, right?
yeah,
And what's the point of giving rent,
yeah,
right? I
it's
know
true.
it's always better to buy and to settle down, because when you live in a rental property, you probably do not have the same mindset as with the property that you own.
No, and I think some people it's just a fear initially, but I remember I bought my property 2 years ago in Dubai, and if you look at the appreciation and the value it is now compared to 2 years ago, it's increased a lot.
I
So
know, I can. And also now, since you bought it 2 years back and it is appreciated, you could pull out some money and use it in some other investment also, which is called refinancing, which also is a very good option. And
okay,
it just make enables you to be investing in market again and again, and to invest in new opportunities. There's so many new projects coming up in Dubai. You can in fact remortgage and use that money towards investing in an off plan property, and when it is nearing handover, you can take another mortgage on it.
yeah.
So basically you're leveraging from that one property only.
That is really nice. I think, overall, just clients, we need to see, okay, together how we can maximize the ROI, right? Because there is, like you're saying several opportunities out there.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Um, what about, the golden visa? Because I get a lot of questions from my expat clients as well. How does it work to get the golden visa if you're an expat?
So if you're investing in a property more than 2 million, that makes you eligible for golden visa.
Mm-hmm. What about the off-plan properties? So as of when can you get a mortgage on an off-plan
So as a
property?
resident in
Mm-hmm.
Dubai, when your property is 50% ready and 50% you have paid to the developer, remaining 50% you can get as a mortgage from the bank.
Right. Okay. So that's another big advantage.
Yes, please.
It doesn't have to be fully ready, and it also means that with the beneficial post-handover plans, payment plans that developers offer nowadays, it could already bring in a rental while you're paying off a loan.
How does the payment plan
So you
you
have several post handover payment plans where you like once it's been handed over the property, you start paying a certain amount in a monthly base, which actually would for example while you're having already rental income, you could use that to pay off yeah, your mortgage or your part to the developer.
But you can't have a property on a post handover plan and mortgage both.
Okay.
It is either on a post handover plan or on mortgage. And as per the post handover plan, mortgage is always better because you're paying monthly just like how you paid for the rent, right? And
Yeah.
with post handover plans, the payment is I would say it would be around like 5 or 10%, right? Which is quite a bulk of payment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of paying A, with mortgage, you're paying as a monthly rent. B, with post handover plan, you're paying 5 or 10%, which could be a lot for a property, right? Or a
Yeah.
property owner if the property is more than 2 million, right? It could be around like 100,000
Okay.
in a year or two. Instead of that, why not mortgages? Because it is just like your rent.
Yeah. No, I think another thing that is kind of maybe slightly different compared to Europe is the pre-approval. So, could you share a little bit more about that? Would you recommend, for example, my clients to do that first?
Yes, of course. With Dubai market being so hot, now sellers are not entertaining people without pre-approval. If these if these buyers are mortgage buyers, they need to have a pre-approval before signing the Form F. It of course increases a lot of opportunity for you. It opens a lot of doors for you if you have a pre-approval in hand already. You're able to look at more properties. You're able to buy more properties with a pre-approval in hand. As far as how the pre-approval works, most banks, if you're salaried, are not charging you anything for a pre-approval. You can just take a pre-approval and look around the properties, and once you finalize the property, you we get it valuated for you from an external party.
Okay. Yeah. That I think that's also a really important point because then it already gives you an idea of what type of properties you could look at.
Exactly. Once you know how much is bank pre-approving you, you have a proper plan in your head that this is, and we will give you a proper plan. We'll tell you this is how much your monthly EMI is going to be. So you can see a proper planning when you're applying with a mortgage consultant that yes, this is how my life is going to look like because if I earn X amount, I'm going to pay Y amount for mortgage. I can probably settle all these uh, other down payments and DLD charges on my own. And yes, it of course
Yes.
gives you an edge, right? And with mortgage, where you could have bought one property with cash, you can buy two,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
With the same amount.
I think still a lot of my European clients live with the idea that you need to have a lot of cash before thinking about investing abroad. But I think that's kind of a cliche, if I understand that correctly, right?
Yes, you do. You do understand it correctly. It's a cliche. You do not need to have a lot of money. You need to have a good mortgage consultant who knows where to get you money from.
That's where we have you, Pragya.
Thank you so much, Vera.
Anything else that you can think of that you feel is important for European investors to know and to keep in mind when looking at Dubai and looking at investment opportunities?
So, as a European client, when clients do come to us, we do tell them how to maintain their profile, how to keep all the papers on place. So, they don't really have to do much when they're coming to us. When the clients come to us, we do prepare their profile so they're eligible to get mortgages,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
In this case, all they have to do is when they come to us, they have to give us clarity so as to what they are looking for, what is the amount of money that they're looking to invest from their sides, and looking at their documents, we can give them a whole blowdown how much is what a bank is willing to sponsor for them, and going ahead how much their EMI is going to be, what are the other expenses related to this while buying a property, because there are other expenses also, which is like DLD, mortgage registration charges. So
Yeah.
we can easily tell them this is what they're looking at. We'll give them a proper number. It is a very handheld process from our side, and they have a lot of clarity. So yes, I would say a European client or any other foreign nationality, when they're looking to invest in Dubai, all they need to have is clarity. The rest we will take care of.
Yeah. That's really nice to hear. I think, together we can really ensure that step by
Mm,
step
mm,
process, right? To
yeah.
guide them through that cycle. Okay.
Where what is the ROI that you are looking for a client who is willing to invest in Dubai?
Yeah, I think in general, the experience from Europe is like around 4 to 6%. I know that in Dubai we're aiming a lot higher. There's some who say 10% and above, but I want to be realistic. I think we should take everything into account. However, that being said, if you look at the market here and the possibilities in terms of short term rentals, it really gives a high rental yield. Um, so I think overall an ROI between 6 to 8% is very realistic and very doable here, given my experience.
6 to 8% is when you're not using mortgage, but when you use mortgage, it increases because you're not giving that 60%, bank is giving that, which is very easily covered by the rent. So, apart from Dubai market being very nice for investors, you are getting a lot of rental income also, which covers your AMI. What's the rental income you see? What's the rental income that you see your expats are earning here, or non-resident is earning here?
Yeah.
Or to simply put it, what's the rental income? What does the rental income look like in Dubai?
Yeah, I think it depends a lot on the area. Obviously, rental income in downtown is, for example, a lot higher than it currently would be in areas a little bit, starting or building up. But overall, I would say, between yeah, let's say a one bedroom, it would be between 80 and 120K. You have the high in demand areas like Marina, for example, where it's 100K and above. But also the properties there will be a lot higher. So it's really all about, what does the client want in this case? And based on that, how quickly does he want to return? Does he see it more as a long term investment? I think based on that, we can find definitely the best property.
I think when it comes to rental income, there's some areas which are fetching really good rental income. Like if you talk about Dubai Hills, a two bed can give you 200,000, whereas the price is the owners have bought it for 2 million or 2.5 million, right? Now this is a very good deal, right?
Yeah,
Again, with
absolutely.
another properties like greens and ranches also, you're making quite a good money on the rental income. So in such cases, I would highly recommend people to go ahead and take mortgages because it really helps,
Yeah.
it really helps. Your EMI plus service fee is easily covered by uh, the rental income that you're gonna get.
Yeah, and I think also what is very different compared to Europe is, for example, the rental, the checks. So usually in Dubai, it can be, one time payment of 12 months. It depends. It can also be twice or even, 3 times. But in Europe, it's mostly monthly, the rental. So big difference again.
Yes, and of course, you lock in all the money at once
Yeah,
in Dubai.
yeah, true. No, I think so. Pragya, what is the maximum amount you would say a client can get in terms of mortgage?
So the maximum amount is actually a product of the tenor, which is determined by their age and the eligibility criteria. And that is where I say that pre-approvals are very important. You need to come and give me all these details, and I can easily give you an analysis of what is the maximum amount that they can get as
Yeah.
a resident or non-resident or
Okay.
self-employed or salaried. Here in this country, self-employed clients are treated differently. There is a whole different kind of setup for self-employed clients, and for salaried client the setup is again very different.
Okay, that's good that you touch on that because most of my clients are self-employed. So, would you say that there is anything in particular that they need to take into account? Or?
For self-employed clients, the length of business is very important. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to see that they have a business which is at least 6 months old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And as of when can they actually open a bank account in Dubai? Is that possible for a non-resident?
It is possible, but honestly, I don't deal with
Yeah.
bank
Okay.
accounts as
Yeah.
such because with mortgages, you by default get an
Mm-hmm.
bank account with the bank you're taking mortgage from.
Yeah. So basically, if I understand it correctly, me and the client will come to you, will provide you all the details, and then you'll reach out to all the different banks in UAE and find the best deal for them.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Yeah.
That's
All
correct.
right. And in terms of your services, Pragya, and from the lending tree, is that then also, because I think there's also a slight difference compared to some European countries. So just wanna clarify that it's also your fee is actually paid in the end by the banks.
I
Or
don't know the
okay,
answer.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's my understanding. At least that the clients don't have to pay you a fee.
uh, sometimes they have to because
Okay.
uh, sometimes they have to because it's not as easy for all of them. For salaried people, we are doing it just for free. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but for self-employed, it's a different thing altogether.
Okay.
What are the areas you're looking at which will see a boom in next 1 year?
So currently, there's a lot of demand for Dubai South. Dubai Hills is actually still increasing, still a lot of opportunities. Well, it's a nice community now. You can see, the developer. We have Dubai Creek Harbor, which is a high demand, and also Palm Jebel Ali, obviously, for the luxury villas.
Are you into managing portfolio for clients also? Do you have portfolio clients? When I say portfolio clients, it means do you have clients who are investing in multiple properties and then are looking to flip them as soon as possible
Yeah.
just to make more money?
Absolutely. It's all about portfolio diversification, right? So they will invest in several things. They will also, ask me to rent the properties once they're finished, to furnish them, and to do the property management. So yeah, that's definitely part of the package, and I really enjoy those things because it's not just about selling that first property. It's about growing together with my customers.
Exactly, that you end up building a relationship with your client also, right?
True, and that's most of the time it works based on referrals. So if you help a client, then maybe initially we take a bit longer to find really that niche first kind of investment. Then we can look at, like you say, reinvesting also the money into different properties that give more and more yield return.
Yes, so mortgage especially it is very helpful for portfolio clients because what you're looking at is you can still own the property, take the money out at the market value and invest in another property,
Yeah.
right? So it is a very helpful tool for portfolio clients.
And as of when would you say, that it's useful to revisit, kind of the mortgage they have? So, to come back to you and say, okay, what can we refinance for a second property?
Whenever you see a appreciation in the property, which could be after 6 months also in case of some properties, and which could be after 2 years also. So whenever you see an appreciation in the property, it is a very good idea to revisit us, and we will give you an analysis of
Okay.
how much can we give you out of the property.
Okay. Yeah, I think that could be a good moment to reach out to some of my clients again and see what we can do.
Exactly, because there is just no point keeping the appreciated properties as it is when you're easily able to take a loan on them and invest in other properties. This way you can make more and more money.
Are there areas where you would say it's more difficult at this moment to get a pre-approval, or is there, I don't.
As long as you have a profile or you're ready to give time to build your profile, nothing is difficult,
Okay, that's good to hear.
because that's our logo. Impossible is not an outcome for us.
Yeah, yeah. No, love to hear that, and I'm sure my
Yeah,
clients do as well.
exactly. For us, we develop a special relationship with client because when you're doing a mortgage, there's so many details you get to know about the client. So you get to know about their mindset, you know how to deal with them. As a mortgage consultant, we are dealing with multiple parties. We are
Mhm.
dealing with real estate agents, we are dealing with buyers agent, we are dealing with sellers agent, we are dealing with banks. There is so much that we are doing. There is so much that a consultant can actually save you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what about companies? I have some clients that prefer to set up a company and to work through that way to stay a little bit more anonymous. Is that something, is there a difference in getting a mortgage?
So for companies, if they're good and genuinely doing well companies, we can get them 120% of their property value
Okay.
as an equity, a free to use equity.
Yeah.
They can use this equity anywhere. So
Yeah.
for business owners, yes, we can get them, the properties can give them 120% of what the current market value is.
Okay. And is it a lot harder in terms of the eligibility criteria, or is it's yeah, how does that work?
I don't see thing as easy or hard. I see it just as preparation,
Okay.
right? Because if you're coming with to us with the mindset that you want to do it, we will prepare you
We'll
for it.
find a solution. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice having you with us, Vero.
Thank
I hope
you.
we close more deals together,
We definitely will.
and I hope we benefit more and more clients.
Yes. Looking forward to see, what's coming next. And I'm sure a lot more questions will pop up. So, yeah, I think, maybe we can have another chat later
Sure,
about other things that are, in top of mind of my clients.
definitely. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks as well, Pragya.
Thank you.